Ryan was a 12-year-old boy who lived in a small village surrounded by green hills. He was known for his kind heart and his love for nature. Every morning before school, he watered the flowers outside his house and fed the birds that visited his garden. His dream was simple. He wanted to make the world a little greener. One summer, the village faced a terrible drought. The river slowly dried up, the fields turned brown, and many trees began to lose their leaves. Farmers became worried because their crops were dying and animals struggled to find water. Everyone hoped for rain, but the sky remained clear day after day. One afternoon, Ryan asked his grandfather, "What can we do?" The old man smiled gently and said, "We cannot control the rain, but we can prepare the earth to welcome it." Those words stayed in Ryan's heart. The next morning, Ryan collected a few small tree seedlings from a nearby nursery. He planted them near the empty riverbank. People laughed at him. They believed the trees would never survive without rain. Ryan ignored their words and continued planting every single day. Soon, his best friend Emma joined him. Together, they planted more trees around the village. They carried water in small buckets from a deep well, even though the journey was long and tiring. Every evening, they carefully watered each young plant. A few children became curious and decided to help. Within a week, a small group of volunteers was planting trees after school. They cleaned the land, removed plastic waste, and built small fences to protect the seedlings from animals. The villagers watched the children with surprise. Some still believed the effort was useless, but others admired their determination. An elderly farmer donated extra tools, while another family gave water containers to the children. Months passed. Most of the seedlings survived because the children never gave up. Although the weather was still hot, the tiny trees continued growing stronger with every passing week. One evening, dark clouds finally appeared in the sky. Heavy rain began to fall across the village. Everyone rushed outside with smiles on their faces. The dry river slowly filled with fresh water, and the fields became green once again. The young trees absorbed the rain quickly. Their roots held the soil together and prevented flooding near the riverbank. The farmers realized that the children's hard work had protected the land far more than they had expected. News of the village reached nearby towns. Reporters visited to learn about the children who had planted hope during the hardest days of the drought. Ryan was invited to speak at a local school where he shared one simple message: never wait for someone else to change the world. Start with one small step. Inspired by Ryan's story, many schools organized tree planting events. Thousands of new trees were planted across different villages. What had started with one boy and a few tiny seedlings became a movement that inspired countless people. Years later, Ryan returned to the same riverbank. The tiny plants had grown into tall, beautiful trees. Birds built nests in their branches. Children played in their shade, and the river flowed peacefully beside them. Ryan smiled as he looked around. He remembered the day when everyone laughed at his dream. Now, those same people thanked him for believing in a better future. He realized that real change never begins with a crowd. It begins with one person who refuses to give up. From that day on, every visitor admired the beautiful green forest that had once been empty land. A wooden sign stood near the entrance. It read, "Great forests begin with a single seed, and great dreams begin with one brave heart."